I want to play. I think this is SOT number 2. This is a compilation of Stephen A. Smith saying he wants to be a late night show host, and just give Bob Iger runs ABC and Disney. Bob Iger has been allowing Stephen A. Smith to moonlight as a political commentator. Stephen A., I think, launched his Sirius XM radio show, his political show, his weekly political show today with Spencer Cox, the governor of Utah, Josh Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania, and Lindsey Graham, U.S. Senator. Stephen, an all-star lineup of politicians to go talk with this buffoon, this pathological lying buffoon. And anyway, here's Stephen A. Smith saying he wants to replace, or he wants to be a late night talk show host.
I have aspirations to do late night one day.
Right.
The Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon's, Stephen Gobert's, Leno, Letterman, Arsenio Hall, and I want to be absolutely. I want to be in that lane someday.
First of all, I am interested in doing late night. I would love to be the heir apparent to Jimmy Kimmel. I believe I can do it. I would throw everybody for a loop because my politics would throw people off because I'd be fair to everybody. But I'm also not married to just sports. Imagining myself in front of a live studio audience is something that's incredibly, incredibly appealing to me.
Stephen A. Smith is not funny. He's not a comedian. He's not very smart. He knows nothing about politics. He knows nothing about broader culture. He knows nothing about sports. But he is willing to put puppet strings on, and that makes him qualified to be a late night talk show host. Makes him very qualified. And so here's Stephen A. 4 years ago doing his first test run as a replacement for Jimmy Kimmel. Play the clip.
Welcome to Jimmy Kimmel Live. I am your guest host, Stephen A. Smith. Yeah. Now, you might recognize me from television or from the 10 billion memes of me floating around on the internet, okay? You've got confused, Stephen A. Check out Annoyed, Stephen A. And how about this one? I just found out I'm hosting Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen A. How about that? All right?
Steve Kim and TJ Moe joining me. Guys, before I get your comments, I want to read a statement that Dave Portnoy put out that was pretty good and made me think about a few things. Portnoy said, with Kimmel getting canned, I'm seeing lots of people talking about the hypocrisy of cancel culture. To me, cancel culture is when people go out of their way to dig up old tweets, videos, etc., looking for dirt on somebody that they don't like in an effort to get them fired. Like if Kimmel got canceled for SHIT he did on The Man Show, that would be cancel culture. But when a person says something that a ton of people find offensive, rude, dumb in real time, and then that person is punished for it, that's not cancel culture. That is consequences for your actions. Steve, I'll start with you. What do you think about Portnoy's statement? What do you think about what I've had to say?
I think he absolutely nailed it. But Jason, to your point, there is a slippery slope. But again, the same people that are outraged by this quote unquote canceling didn't have the same grace for Roseanne Barr. And I think that is what maddens people, is that, certain people get punished for telling the truth. Certain people face consequences for lying. And I certainly believe with Jimmy Kimmel that it is the latter in this situation.
TJ?
I'm probably with you, and so I'm going to play some devil's advocate. This probably could have been done and should have been done with with some litigation, which is what Trump tends to be doing in general. And look, Erica Kirk could have come with some litigation. MAGA has some standing because he accused MAGA of doing. Trump obviously is the MAGA brand. And so I think this would have been done particularly with the Sinclair pressure and things like that. But just to play devil's advocate, the FCC does have some standing here. You do some research into this, and we were talking about this morning. I did not have a full understanding of what all the FCC does in the different regulations and guidelines. They have something called the broadcast hoax rule. It explicitly prohibits licensees from airing false information about crimes. This was a crime. This is within their jurisdiction. And so he wasn't standing on nothing. You cannot go, and obviously what they're trying to do is, this is subjective, but they're saying it's something that could cause substantial public harm. What MAGA would suggest, what Trump would suggest, is this is just more election interference. That is all Jimmy Kimmel was doing. This has been Donald Trump's fight from the start. This is why he sued Paramount and got a $16 million settlement when they did the 60 Minutes deceptive cut with Kamala Harris to make her look less like an idiot than she is, which she kind of looked like an idiot even with the cut. Would have been much worse if they hadn't cut it. This is why right now he's suing the New York Times for $15 billion for libel. This was just over the last week. This is why he went after George Stephanopoulos, who called him a rapist on television. And so they got a $16 million. This, by the way, ABC's been dealing with this. Stephanopoulos works for ABC. And so there is a laundry list of things that has been going on. And remember, I've been saying this, and I think most people would say Trump's true lasting legacy is that he's going to alert the masses about how fake the media is. And this is just another step in that. So if I'm playing devil's advocate, I'm not that upset about it. There are no tears that Jimmy Kimmel's gone. And if it's actually within the FCC's jurisdictions, and right now the FCC director is doing an interview, and I can't remember with who, saying, look, Netflix, say whatever you want. YouTube, Jimmy Kimmel, lie all you want on Netflix. Lie all you want on YouTube, on a podcast, do it on cable news. You cannot do it on a licensed TV broadcast station that ABC has voluntarily come under since 1934 when they put this in action. So there's one place you can't do it, and that's where he's doing it. This is why, Jason, the last thing I'll say, you said your job on television is to lie. In ABC and a couple other channels, that is not true. It's actually against the law.
I like the point you made about as it relates to a crime. That hey, you can't lie about a crime. And then I also like the point you made about, hey, this is election interference. There is a price that those of us that voted for Trump or support Trump, the media just gets to demonize it. We're killers, we're white supremacists, we're Uncle Toms, we're sellouts, we're this, that. And there's like a price the media makes you pay for voting Republican.